What's up, guys? So, today I will be talking about Pokopia. At first, I did this video, I was talking during the gameplay, which, let's just say that did not work out in the slightest, not even a little bit. So, now we got a voiceover going. It took me a second to figure everything out. The Nintendo Switch capture card's actually a bit more difficult than I thought. Nonetheless, let's get into it. So, this is Pokopia. This is a Nintendo Switch 2 exclusive. I actually purchased a Nintendo Switch 2 specifically to play this game, believe it or not. But what that boils down to is a bit more complex than it might sound. So, I went around to, let's say, 4 or 5 different stores multiple times of the week, looking for a Switch 2, because I'm like that. I just want to look at it. I got more excited about the actual purchase of the console than getting the console. But I found at Walmart, in a totally separate location than I'm used to going to, which was about 25 minutes away from my house, I stumbled across a deal. It was $336.75, so I saved $112.25 on a Nintendo Switch 2. And I thought, who in their right mind would not buy this if I was already interested in purchasing it, right? So there we go. I jumped the gun on the Switch 2, and here we are. And I also purchased Pokopia, which has been a lot of fun for me. As you can see with some of this gameplay, if you're watching this or if you're listening to it anyway, the game's fun, right? You're always doing something. You're always running around. It feels lively, right? Like, there's so many different environments that you tend to, Pokemon that you're running tasks for, things that you're breaking down, building up. I like it, I think it's a very interesting game. I also come from a background of loving, Animal Crossing. Which one? I like, New Leaf from the 3DS, and I like New Horizons. New Horizons was the first one I played. I originally had the Switch 1, and I sold it for a PS5 controller, believe it or not, because they only offered me maybe 100 something at GameStop. I just used the credits to buy a PS5 controller, which I thought was a little unbelievable. Because I paid $95 for the controller, because I also added on a warranty. That doesn't matter to this video. What matters is talking about Pokopia. So, it's one of those games where it almost feels like a distraction, to me. It's kind of like you get in and you're just you're in this whole separate world with these characters who, I've never played a game where characters feel so, how do you put it? Alive, I guess? Which is really weird to say. But, they kind of have this, they react to things. You build something and you'll have 3 of them all around you, and they're dancing and music. And then you go and you tear down one of their environments on accident because you pull some flowers for another one, and they come running to you, and you completely forgot where they used to live, and that was super unfortunate. But I ended up finding where this Pidgey lives. I love Pokemon. I love Animal Crossing. The moment I saw that this game was released, I knew I had to have it. I don't spend my money on a whole lot other than gas, food, maybe some other expenses, because that's just how it rolls right now. Eventually I will get hit with responsibilities, but I had the means to buy this, and everyone on Reddit promoted the Switch 2 #1, which I love the console. I love the big screen. I get my steps in while I play this game. I walk around my house and I get 2,500 steps in, and I'm like, where'd that come from? And I really enjoy that as well. which is very nice. Also, the docking is cool. I dock it to my monitor. Actually, this gameplay you're watching, I played on a, let's just say, 8-inch view on my computer because I am unfamiliar with how to record while it's on my monitor as well as it's, moving over to my computer. It doesn't really make much sense to me yet, so I ended up actually just playing the gameplay on my computer, which it was fine. The input delay was a little bit iffy, but let's go ahead and just compare this to Animal Crossing. So Animal Crossing, it feels more solo. It feels to me more like you are always trying, at least the way I played it, I was always just trying to catch bugs, fish, make money. I didn't really worry about the surrounding area as much. I wasn't into decorating. I wasn't into all the building stuff. However, with this game, I love it. I never thought I would say that. I actually enjoy the building and the design aspect of it. I've never really been into that in any game before. This kind of shed a new light on me, which I really enjoy because, you're breaking stuff down, you're repairing these roads, you're designing roads, you're designing environments for the Pokemon, which I think is really neat. Animal Crossing, obviously you do the same thing. I just never personally took it to that level. I know most people, I feel like they do, but I just never did, and this game allowed me to do that so far. I don't have many hours yet. I might have 10, who knows, at most. But I also love Pokemon, right? So comparing this to Animal Crossing, you're not catching bugs, okay? You're not fishing, to my knowledge. Who knows? I'm not too far into the game yet. But you are somehow, in a way, I get a good feeling from creating a nice environment for these Pokemons. Sounds kind of silly, but completing all the challenges is satisfying. Getting the coins for it, seeing these Pokemons happy in their environments, getting new Pokemon, seeing their dialogue. It's all really interesting to me. But if I had to choose Animal Crossing or Pokopia, I would choose to play one on one screen and one on the other because I don't think I would want to make that choice, to be honest with you. Animal Crossing has, I love Animal Crossing. These cozy games, I went from playing shooters and playing shooters and competitive games like R6, Rocket League, Call of Duty, Fortnite, you name it, I played it, to playing these more chilled out, kind of relaxing games. For example, Stardew Valley, Animal Crossing, now Pokopia. I guess you could say Minecraft is, but not really. You're kind of on you're on your toes a lot. But anyway, I enjoy this game. I don't think it's for everyone. I don't think people might find it boring or mundane. If you even think for a second you're going to find it boring, I wouldn't suggest to purchase it. This isn't really a solid review or anything. It's more my thoughts on it, coming from someone that pretty much purchased the console to play it. I'm also going to be playing, I think it was Pokemon Ultra Red once I play this game enough, and Zelda Breath of the Wild. Super excited, and Super Mario Galaxy. So those are the 3 other reasons why I purchased this console. I'm really excited to play Super Mario Galaxy and Breath of the Wild. I think those games are going to be very fun. I just have to find a cheap price because I don't want to drop, that would add up to be around $150, and that's about 3 tanks of gas. About 3 tanks of gas, so, not really going to happen with the salary I bring in to purchase those games. But I think I'll kind of end this off with a, more of a conclusion type thing. Pokopia is great. It's a great, cozy game. You can be creative. You design environments and everything around you. You're always talking with the people. If you want a game where you're always like on the go, move, do a task, and you get fulfillment out of completing said tasks, I completely recommend this to you. And would I say go out and purchase a console for this game? No, I would not say that. If you have the means to do so, sure. I did, but I also want I invested in it now so that when new games do come out and get the funds to buy like Zelda Breath of the Wild and whatnot, I'll do so. I have my eyes on 3 games, so if you're gonna go out and buy a console, make sure that you also are gonna actually play it for. Let's say for every $100 you spend, you're gonna want to get at least 50. I'd like to say I want to say 100 hours out of it. So if you're gonna buy a $336 console, you want to get 336 hours of gameplay. I don't think that's crazy to say, and I wouldn't. If you don't think you're gonna get that, and if you don't think you're gonna get enjoyment, I wouldn't spend the money. I'd wait until they release Pokopia, maybe if they ever do, on a lower end like a Switch Lite. Those will not run you as much money. But, I see a lot of people that like Cyberpunk, and I'm getting off track once again. I want to conclude this, right? So, in conclusion, buy Pokopia if you want to. Don't buy it if you don't want to. I suggest it to people that like Animal Crossing type cozy games. I don't suggest it to people that are even a little bit iffy on it. And yeah, more will come out of me. More videos, more voiceovers. I think I'll enjoy this style of content, and I hope you guys enjoyed. Have a good one.